Yes, my homies, welcome back to the Mile High Hotspur. I've kind of just been thinking about how special and how important and just how much it would mean to me for Tottenham Hotspur to win this trophy. And in this video, my homies, I'm going to talk about some stuff that might be, a bit of sensitive subject, or it just may be tough to listen to. I mean, I don't know. For sometimes I get emotional talking about things because I'm a real emotional person, and especially when it comes when it's about me or my family or things that I'm heavily invested or passionate about, then it definitely just comes out easily, my homie. So I'm gonna try and not make that part of this video, but I'm definitely just gonna be 100% honest with you guys and just be real and explain to you why, and the selfish reason why I want Tottenham to win this trophy. For those of you that just know me from being on screen here and the videos and appearing on different channels, my life has had its ups and downs, and my life as an adult, I've really made it hard on myself. And I say that because, but if it wasn't as a young, if it started as a young adult when I was in a gang, and I just neglected tons of, the responsibilities and obligations that I had at that point of time in my life. And I decided to run the streets and start dealing with drugs and doing stuff like that. And it took me away from my family. And when I was in jail in a bit of trouble at 21 years old, I decided that I was going to change my life. And that's when I quit that part of my life. I left it aside and I started to, focus on a different path. And I started hanging out with a different type of person, and I started hanging out with friends growing up. And they were into football. Tons of them were into football, and that's one thing that we had in common. I love sports. I've always loved sport, and now, it's grown to being a love just for Tottenham Hotspur and the Colorado Rapids, of course. Yeah, so I mean, I am grateful that I ended up getting into what is now become my life as a Tottenham Hotspur fan. I became a Tottenham Hotspur fan in 2010, and you guys would know that was some excellent football Tottenham were playing, just getting back into the Champions League. Players like Gareth Bale, Jermaine Defoe, Rafael van der Vaart, Aaron Lennon. We had Harry Redknapp in charge. This is when I became a Tottenham Hotspur fan. And then just to kind of fast forward a bit, my homies, I fell into a dark spot in my life. I ended up getting mixed up into drugs, and I ended up having a substance misuse problem. I had an addiction, and my addiction took me down a road I never thought I would even go down, right? I started getting back into, the whole, I just got back into the drugs, hanging out with people I shouldn't be even mixing with. I again, left my obligations of being a father, a son, a husband, just being a hardworking person here. I left all of that aside because I chose to follow a different path in life, and it was drugs. And throughout that period of my life, Tottenham Hotspur became very relevant, right? Tottenham Hotspur were fighting for titles. Tottenham Hotspur made it to a Champions League final, and a lot of my homies have really good memories about that. Tons of my homies have memories about that magical night in Amsterdam. I was too far gone in my own business that I don't even remember that day, my homies. I don't even remember where I was at. I don't remember the magical nights against Manchester City that led up to that whole magical run to the Champions League final is a part of my life that I choose not to remember. It's a part of my life that I don't even want to think about anymore. And it sucks because Tottenham is one of the biggest things in my life now, and at that point in my life, it took a backseat to something else, and that was when I feel like Tottenham had, their best opportunity to seize glory. And fast forward to now, our team in the Premier League is doing absolutely abysmal, my homies. As a matter of fact, I've disconnected from a lot of the Tottenham community because of the way the community and Spurs and the team and just the general vibe has been around it. And I've kind of just been in my own zone, in my own bubble, with my own homies here in Colorado that, you know, we kind of share the same type of thought. You know, we all do want to change, you know, but right now we're just going to cheer on and we're just going to support and back whoever is in charge. The majority of us, my homies, I'm not speaking for everybody, but, you know, and now that, you know, and then also too, my homies, let me just talk about this. Even when we had Jose Mourinho in charge at our club, and he took us, got us to the League Cup final, and then they fired him, you know, that was when my life turned around, my homies. So I'll just be 100% honest with you guys. The night before the final, I was out and about doing what I was doing at that time, because like I said, I had fallen into the addiction that it went for 4.5 years. My addiction did, and yeah, so I just finished editing the video you're currently watching right now. I wanted to sneak this in and say April 24th, I celebrated my 4th year that I quit doing the drugs, my homies. And it's been a huge feat for me, something that I'm very proud of. Go down in the comments and say, let's go. This is for 4 more years, my homies. I appreciate it. Let's fucking go. The night before the final against Manchester City, I got arrested. I got arrested with possession of drugs, with intent to distribute. I got arrested with a bunch of I caught a bunch of charges, my homies. I caught a bunch of charges, and that was the day, April 24th, 2021, that I said I'm changing my fucking life again. That was the time I said, you know what? I'm done with the way I'm living my life. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna change my life. And ever since then, my homies, I've been on a fucking one-way track of just going this way. You know what I mean? I started a YouTube channel. I became now I'm back with my wife, which is something that I don't really talk about on my YouTube channel. But like, my family life is a lot better. My relationship with my brothers, my mom, my dad, my relationship here at work, with my co-workers, with everything in my life right now, my homies. Even though I still have my ups and downs, everything in my life right now, my homies, is where I want it to be. You know, I definitely could have more. We all could have more, my homies, but I'm not that type of person, my homies. What I have right now is enough for me, you know. I'm blessed. And so let me get back on track, my homies. I missed that final when we lost to Manchester City, because I was incarcerated the night before, and I was going through tons of withdrawals in the jail cell. I was just having a hard time, you know, and the way I was able to see what was going on is because I told the guard when he'd come to check on me, I'd say, hey man, can you tell me how this team is doing? And he did, and he told me we lost, and that was just another blow, you know. Because let me just go ahead and say this, my homies. When you're coming off of, you know, years and years of substance abuse, it takes a long time for your brain and that chemical imbalance to kind of get back to normal, right? And I was like literally hours off of the substance, and you know, it was just more fuel to the fire to say, you know what, I don't want to miss these games. I don't want to miss these opportunities in my life. I don't want to be away from my family. I don't want to, you know, put people in these predicaments anymore. I don't want to be in jail anymore. I don't want to be part of this life, you know what I mean? And it leads me to that leads me to now, my homies, all the bullshit that I've been through, that I put myself through, you know what I mean? The one thing in my life that still brings me tons of joy, apart from, like, you know, the things that I love and the things that are physical, right, that I have here at home, and the things that I have my parents, who I'm lucky to still have, you know what I mean? Tottenham Hotspur brings me joy, my homies. Tottenham Hotspur fills a huge void in my life, and it's because it's shown me so much of my life and so much of myself that I never would have figured out had I not got out of gangs and had I not looked for a different outlet. And I found Tottenham Hotspur, my homies, and I feel like I feel like a shitty person because the times where our team has been at its highest peaks in its recent past, I haven't been there for them. You know what I mean? And this also goes to why I'm so gung-ho about backing this manager right now. He's the manager, so right now I'm backing him, and it's because like I feel like I owe it to the club. I feel like I owe it to my relationship with Tottenham Hotspur. You know what I mean? If that means anything whatsoever, like I feel like I owe it to that fan inside of me. You know what I mean? We have a chance to fucking reach some glory, my homies, and we should all be excited about it. Whether or not you're Ange in, Levy out, whatever the hell stance it is that you take, my homies, we have an opportunity to experience something that not a lot of people will. You know, so to just wrap up this fucking, I don't even know what to call this video, my homies, but look, it's my selfish reason as to why I want Spurs to win the Europa League. I just, in the past times when we've had the opportunity and been so close, I just wasn't there. I haven't seen it, my homies. I don't even know where I was at for the Ajax game. I don't even remember where I was at for the Liverpool final. I know where I was at, like I said, for the Manchester City League Cup defeat, but you know, ever since then, that's the day, my homies. Ever since that day, my homies, I've been on the straight and narrow path. I've since, you know, got clean. I've got excellent relationship, like I said, with my family, with my kids, with my work, with my friends, with you guys. So yeah, look, I don't know if I'm gonna post this video or not, my homies. I just really wanted to get that off of my chest because I've been thinking about it ever since we beat Frankfurt. I just been telling myself, whoa, can this really happen? And I've been trying to keep myself grounded, but after yesterday, I watched that video that I made, and I was like, you know what? Like, it's raw emotion because it's literally right after the match took place, right? So I forget a lot of the things that even went down, or you know, like I'm still going 100 miles an hour after that from singing and just being with the homies, but. I woke up this morning, my homies got to work and said, you know what, I got a little bit of time. Let me talk to the homies because I just needed to get that off my chest. So I appreciate you for watching if you made it this far. Like I said in the beginning of the video, my homie, I hope it doesn't change your perception of who I am as a person, who I am as a YouTube content creator, or who I am as a Tottenham Hotspur fan. I just want the best for my team. I've had ups and downs in my life, my homies, and right now I feel like I'm riding a real high, you know, wave going up, and anything, you know, and what would make that even better would just to see our team lift up a trophy at the end of the season, my homies. It could fucking happen. Why not? Come on, you Spurs!
Tipping on Bobos, tipping on Bobos.